Hello, welcome back to the Chirp YouTube channel. My name is Christy and I am your friendly online speech-language pathologist and specialist in children's communication development, including behavior, because behavior is a type of communication. And we have to pay attention to behavior because it is communicating something. What that is sometimes very tricky to discern. Today, I would like to talk about an issue that has been on my mind for some time now. The reason this issue has been on my mind is because there are some people in my field, the field of neurodiversity, the field of special education, the field of special needs ministry or education in general, who say that children should not be made to do hard things. Children should be allowed to do fun things. They should be allowed to do whatever their hearts desire, and adults should not try to shape them, teach them new skills, or do anything that would make the children unhappy. As you know, if you've watched any of my videos, it's very important to me that what we do and the way we teach be done in relational ways, in ways that foster connection between human beings. And having said that, it is very important that we do not leave any human being alone without being encouraged and indeed prompted to learn new skills. It is vital for anyone's blossoming that the people in their lives around them urge them on to do better, to be more successful, and to learn new skills. So that's the first reason that I want to talk about. Children need to learn new skills. If I meet a child, I'm thinking of my little friend, I'm going to call her Jay. I met her either right before or right after she turned 3. By the way, she's now 22. She was nonverbal. She did not want to interact with other human beings. Rather than ask for something on the top shelf, she would climb up there and get it herself, in spite of the fact that that was very dangerous because she was so tiny and she was standing on things that were not stable. She did not know how to ask for help, for water, for food. She did not know how to ask to go for a walk. She did not know how to communicate if she had a bathroom problem. She did not know how to greet or take leave of anyone. She could not build relationships with other children or other adults. She didn't even really know how to play games or have fun. Her idea of fun at the time was just running around the edge of the playground or staring at shadows. I'm not saying that those things are not fun, but they are not fun in a way that a neurotypical person understands. And it's very difficult to build a relationship with someone who doesn't participate in some behaviors that other people also enjoy. Not that we should be forcing ourselves to enjoy things we don't enjoy, but the more that children understand that other human beings are interesting and fun, the more we join them in what interests them, and then perhaps do some bonding that makes other activities also fun, then these children become more attuned to the rest of the world, more attuned to the typical flow of humanity. They don't need to enjoy everything exactly the same way. They don't need to stop enjoying things that they enjoyed before. They just have a wider range of opportunities, a wider range of people that they know how to relate to, a wider range of interests they can choose to pursue or not, and a much more full set of skills with which to approach the world. Where did I start with this little girl? I started in the areas where she was highly motivated to communicate: food and particular toys at the time. We started by helping her learn to communicate that she wanted particular snacks. I worked with her in the public schools at the time. I no longer work in the public schools, but at the time I did, and I was in her classroom a lot, and I worked a lot during snack time. We had a communication picture. We put it in front of her, and we helped her hand me the picture and whatever it was. I don't remember. I think it was dried pea pods that her grandma sent in for her. So we'd say peas when she handed me the picture, and I would hand her a pea pod. And she loved it because it was fried and salty and crunchy, and it was yummy. She did not want to do this at first. She did not want to hand me anything. She just wanted to reach in the bag and grab the pea pods for herself. And there is a school of people out there right now in the field of education who believe that it's wrong to have children have to learn new skills. I cannot imagine where this little girl's life would be today if we did not intervene, if we did not help her learn new skills. We did not leave her alone in her chair screaming and screaming when she was hungry but didn't want to hand us a card. No, we helped her. We helped her communicate in a way that was effective, that would work with us, and it would work with other people. And we met her needs. We met her needs almost immediately. We just added a little step in between her wanting something and getting it. Just a very small little requirement. It was not a huge pain. She was not suffering. Her individuality was not stamped out. Her neurodiverse brain was not disrespected. Instead, we just made it slightly more challenging so that she could learn a new skill, a very important and life-changing skill for her. This was the first step in a long chain of new skills that this girl learned that changed her life for the better. She's able to have conversations now. She may even be getting a job. She may have a job right now. I need to check in with Grandma again. I've stayed in touch with this family because I transitioned from their school therapist to their home-based therapist, and I was in their home for twice a week for many years. So I got really close to this family, and of course, love this little girl. And I'm really proud of her. She became a relational, engaged, humorous, funny, independent young woman. And a lot of that was because of the work that her teachers and her family and her therapists put into gently pushing in certain areas, gently, with love and patience. If you've ever done yoga, one of the common phrases that your yoga teacher might use is play the edge. Play the edge means you're doing a particular stretch and you need to be stretching at your limit for that particular day. You're not pushing your body too hard, but you're also not just taking it easy and only doing it halfway. You can see this if you are in any kind of sports. I'm also a runner. So there are days where I can tell that if I push myself really hard, I will probably hurt something because I'm just not physically there that particular day. There are other days where I feel like running my normal distance is not quite enough. I need a little more. We need to be the expert in these children as well. We need to know when to require a little bit more. Maybe this is one day where Jay handed me the peas card really quickly and looked at me, and maybe I can wait and I can model peas and make it a little bit more challenging and see if she might say, maybe she will. Maybe this is one of those days, or maybe this is one of those days where she came into class already having an off day. It's raining, it's snowing, it's doing both of those today right outside that window at my house. Maybe it's a full moon. Maybe she didn't sleep well. Maybe she's having digestive problems today. If we already know it's a hard day, we don't require as much. We give the child a soft landing, a welcoming face, and the recognition that we are going to help you get what you need. We're going to help you be able to learn new skills, but we aren't going to leave you in want and sadness without being able to communicate your needs. And ultimately, that's the goal. We want children to be able to communicate their needs. We want children to be able to relate to other people, to engage with the world around them. If we leave children alone without urging them on, without challenging them at all, with no pushing of their current state, they will never get to the next skill level. And that would be sad. The next reason that we want children to do hard things, now I'm not talking impossible things, as you have already learned from watching this video. I'm discussing things that are just a little bit hard. Once again, we're talking about that zone of proximal development. It's the zone where they're learning, but they're not overwhelmed. It's the perfect Goldilocks zone for learning. Another reason we want to make sure that we are continuing to push children just slightly is because it increases resilience. Whenever children do hard things, whenever I do hard things, it builds my resilience. I learn that ice skating is not going to kill me. I'm a little bit scared of ice skating because there's water under that ice. That's okay. Maybe I can start at an ice skating rink where there's no lake under there. It's just ice. Maybe then I move up and then I skate on a pond, but it's very shallow and I never could fall through the ice and drown. And then maybe in the middle of January, when it's very, very cold and it's been very cold for many months, maybe then I'm willing to ice skate on the lake, even though I know there's water under there. These are the steps that I would make if I were scared of ice skating on a lake, because there's a progression. And when I accomplish one thing, it builds my confidence that I did that hard thing and I can do this next hard thing. And then I become more resilient. That's an important skill to have in life because life is very challenging, but I am resilient. I can bounce back and I can keep trying. And I can do the next hard thing, which also leads to self-esteem. Self-esteem is not a built-in thing where I just love myself because I'm awesome. Self-esteem comes from having done hard things and stayed alive. I have done hard things. I finished high school. I finished my undergraduate degree. I finished graduate school. I have recovered from some serious health concerns. These are things that I have done that increased my self-esteem because they were hard. If we don't encourage children, support children as they are doing hard things, how will they build self-esteem? They will not do it just by us telling them how great they are, because the human brain knows, I haven't done anything great. So if they're telling me that I'm super great, is that real? Our brains are smart. Self-esteem is another good reason why children and adults should do hard things. Of course, also, this is the fourth reason and kind of goes along with the other reasons I've already discussed. Children should do hard things because it prepares them to be successful in the future. There's no job that isn't hard sometimes. There's no relationship that isn't hard sometimes. If children are not taught at a very early age that doing hard things is part of being human, they're not going to be successful humans because they're not going to want to do anything hard. And that would be a failure on our part as the grown-ups in their lives. So, yes, children need to do hard things. You and I need to do hard things. What is something hard in your life that you are doing right now so you are proud of yourself? I'm proud of you too. Make sure that you are urging your children on, that you are helping them to learn new skills, even though it is challenging to learn new skills. It is beneficial for all sorts of ways that we might not ever even know. It is important to do hard things. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. I hope you have a great day. Bye.